Hi everyone, this is Robin Fernandez with Arizona DUI Services. About a week ago, I had asked if you guys could email me some questions that maybe you wanted me to answer. So I got a great response, and I had several questions. We reviewed them, and we decided to choose 5 that kind of were similar to the others, and I think these are just like a great amount of questions that will bring some great answers. So question number 1, do I have to complete a screening if I received a DUI? The answer to that in Arizona is yes. So whether or not you've been ordered for that yet, it will come. You will be told to complete a DUI screening. They will give you a list of different agencies, and I will be on that list, and you can choose whom you'd like to do the screening with. Question 2, do I have to do education and treatment? Well, this is a good question, and it's all going to depend on your assessment during your DUI screening. So depending on the severity of what happened, among other variables, your screener will decide which route you'll need to take. But I can promise you this, in Arizona, you are going to be either what's called a level 1 DUI client or a level 2 DUI client. Depending on the past, depending on the current circumstances, that will be the complete factor in which your screener determines what amount of education you need and treatment. You might not need both, but if you do, your screener will let you know. Question 3. Will I have fines? In the state of Arizona, that's very well possible. I'm not sure what they are. I don't know that, and your court will determine that for you, and they will decide that for you, and you will have to do what they say. And if there's any fees associated with the Motor Vehicle Division, they'll let you know as well. So I have nothing to do with fees. Question 4, can I do therapy instead of education and treatment? Well, I guess therapy might be different for every individual, but therapy, like an individual therapy, isn't going to be something that's ordered necessarily for a DUI. There are specific goals that the state of Arizona has for you, and everybody's kind of come together to complete a program that works not just for one individual, but works for the average individual. So therapy might not be what's ordered for you. However, that's not to say that it can't be something that is done, because if you are in a specific program like the DUI court, they might offer you something more traditional like therapy. So I can't really answer unless I know your situation, but standard, just going based on a regular DUI screening for an individual that's been ordered by the Motor Vehicle Division or regular court, no, you won't be ordered therapy, and you won't be able to do just therapy. They want you to do some type of education and some type of treatment, more like in a group setting. The 5th question we chose is, do I pay for the screening and the treatment, or does the court? Well, here in Arizona, every individual will pay for their own screening, their own treatment, and their own education. So the court does not pay for anything with regard to DUI. And now I thought it would be fun to kind of bust some myths that we might have here in Arizona. So something that I've heard since I began doing DUI screenings is I've had several individuals call me, and they were like, you know, I got a DUI 10 years ago. I just thought it goes away. Is that not true? So the question or the myth that I want to bust is, if I ignore a DUI, it'll finally go away. False. It will not go away. It's never going to go away. In fact, if you move to another state, they're going to let you know that you had a DUI in Arizona, and they want you to contact the Arizona MVD and see what they want in order to settle this once and for all. So no, DUIs don't just go away. If I had a few drinks and I feel okay, I can still drive. False. I would never recommend that. Feeling okay and thinking you can drive are two different things, because for one, alcohol is definitely something that does not do well with driving, for one. And 2, we all know, if we've ever had a drink before, that we can begin to think that we can do things we should not be doing. So I say false to this. If you've had a few drinks in the state of Arizona, please know that Arizona is what we call a zero tolerance state. So although the legal limit for drinking and driving is 0.08 in the state of Arizona, a DUI can happen at a lower amount of that, depending on what you're driving, depending on who's in the vehicle with you, depending on a couple other variables. So you can certainly still get a DUI if you've only had a couple of drinks. It also depends on your weight and your gender. So please, if you're deciding to drink, even if it's just a drink, call for a ride. It not only saves lives, it's going to save your MVD record in the end. Another interesting question that I get a lot is if I have a medical marijuana card, I can't get a DUI. That's a tricky way to answer, but I'm going to say false because honestly, anybody who is prescribed medication, whether it's pain medication or maybe medical marijuana, that's not an authorization to utilize your medication or take your medication and then go drive a car. That is not something that should ever be recommended. We all know that anything can cause us to feel, or certain medications can cause us to feel drowsy. That's just over-the-counter medications. Imagine prescribed medications. So that is incorrect. People can still get a DUI with a medical marijuana card. Now, it's not going to be as simple as blowing into their alcohol screening test and getting or breathalyzer and seeing what your alcohol level is, because THC in marijuana is measured by nanograms, and that can be through blood or through urine, and that's not something that's going to be done usually right on the spot. But I can promise you this: if you were driving and you had a specific amount of nanograms of the THC in nanograms in your blood system, or in your blood rather, they may very well issue a DUI. In fact, I have worked with quite a few clients that had marijuana DUIs. So yes, just because you have a medical marijuana card doesn't mean you are exempt from getting a DUI. And I just want to thank everybody who participated in this. Thank you for the great questions. Thank you for the referrals. This is such a wonderful experience, and I'm so excited to help you on your new journey. So if you need anything, please contact us.